Americans say some funny things. So here is an hour of the best, worst, and often wrong things Americans have said online. Enjoy. In the US, if we buy a soda, it's because we don't care about the artificial crap. If we want natural stuff, we'll buy that. You see, we have the freedom to choose what we want and what we feel is best for us, not what our government thinks is the best for us. But I mean, I think objectively, red 40 and yellow 6 are probably not very good for you. This isn't the message you think it is. Good job, Britain. You guys voted red. Now it's America's turn. Red in the US is not the same as red in Europe. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't know about the rest of Europe, but in the UK, it does not mean the same political party as it does in the US. It's funny to me they've decided Americans are the only ones who might not realize they're foreigners. This is funny. It makes sense when you travel in the US and realize how massive it is and how easy to get around state to state it is. No passport needed ever, but there are different laws to be considerate of and dialects and store chains, etc. Now, I will say, I've traveled within the US in airports. It is so easy. I flew from New York to North Carolina and I was through the airport in like 15 minutes. It was incredible. But it doesn't make sense. There are other large countries. If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and you had to pick one person to represent humanity, who would you pick? Andrew Tate, Elon Musk, Kanye West, Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross. Probably the thickest bastard to ever grace the internet. Yeah, I'm choosing Elon Musk. He's the best out of a bad bunch. Attended the band concert tonight. About half the parents acted as if they didn't know what to do during the national anthem. The Mexican flag holding a place of honor beside the American flag was disturbing to me. I get that a lot of the students have Hispanic heritage. I have German heritage, but never expected to see my heritage flag in an American public school. Man, that's our state flag. How'd you mistake that for the Mexican flag? Where are the colours? Actually, this is a comment on a picture of Margot Robbie as Barbie. I don't like that on press tour she's using her Aussie accent as if to let others know she's a good actress or something because her American English sounds fine. I mean, she probably uses her Aussie accent because she's from Australia and she's not acting as Barbie in the press tours, is she? Is she here on a working visa? I don't know. Does she even have a visa at all? I think she should be deported. She lives and works in... What do you mean, is she here on a working visa? How does that relate to any of them? Why is that important? Why do you need to know what category of visa she has? She lives and works in Hollywood, and that's where she gets her massive income from. Drop the accent, yeah. You get a lot of your income from Hollywood. Stop speaking in your silly Aussie accent. Start speaking American, like everyone else. Panama has gun control and it's wonderful. Go to Panama if you want. This is America. I'm in Panama. This is Facebook. I've been seriously thinking of leaving the United States for a better life abroad. Just remember, you don't have any constitutional rights in any other country. Yeah, I mean, you do. Also, when the United States is having a hard time, the rest of the world is too. Yeah, you got a point. In the United States, we have the inalienable... What? The inalienable... Is that a word? I've never seen that word before. How am I coming across stupid? The inalienable rights to life. I don't know. That's just inalienable. It sounds like you've made that up to sound smart. Is that a word? I'm looking this up. That is a word. Oh, I'm stupid. It means not subject to being taken away or given away by the possessor. We learn something new every day. Rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Fucking hell. Why do so many Americans type like they're giving a speech? You don't have those inalienable rights anywhere else in the world besides these 50 states. I mean, you very much do. I don't know who told you that. All right, so this was posted in r/Ireland. Visiting your beautiful country this weekend. Want to bring joy to a random Irish citizen. I was going to pick up a small item or two in the US before heading out and leave. No name for an Irish citizen. What would be something not expensive that I could put in my luggage and leave for a stranger that would delight them? Snickers bar? Candy? What? They're not children. What, you think when they get a Snickers bar, they're going to be over the... They have Snickers bars in Ireland. It irrationally annoys me that someone on this British train crossed plug sockets to Americanize. Why is it? Why the fuck? Who's done that? You've graffitied a train to incorrectly call what it is in this country. No one calls them electrical outlets. That's so long. Oh yeah, you just plug that into the electrical outlet. No, you plug that into the plug socket. So much simpler. Why have they done that? Also, our plugs are elite. If you've never seen the Tom Scott video on UK plugs, I'd highly recommend it. People who leave their phones set to military time are fucking war criminals. How do you look at 1605 and go, wow, I can understand that. Fucking bootlickers. What's next? You're gonna join the army, recruit me. Is that not a normal thing? I've always just had 24-hour, I guess, military time. I've never even thought of it as military time before. It's just the time. Whenever I see someone who has their phone set to a 12-hour clock, I'm just like, why do you do that? It just feels so strange. Like 10 o'clock at night is 22. That's 22. If I'm up at night and I see 10, that's just gonna throw me right off. Americans be like, okay, I can't pass 12. Americans be like, okay, I can't. Americans be like, okay, I can't count past 12. Try and say I can't count. Okay, I did it just then. But it was difficult, I promise. I hate to live somewhere where I need a car to get groceries, visit a friend, or grab a coffee. That aside, you did a great job of creating a nicely landscaped area. You just walk to get groceries? People do that? Yeah, I've done that for the last how long have I lived alone? I've lived alone for like 8 years. No, 7 years I've been doing that for. I just walk to the supermarket and get my food. Welcome to Biden's America. This is England. UK culture is influenced by America. So, I mean, it's a little bit, but not really. It's more like American consumer goods that influence the UK, not America's politics, so to say. You can try to deny it with your British accent. Okay, so basically you can thank Bidenomics for the downfall of the UK. I don't even know what that means. Wait, what? Steak has 21 grams of protein per gram. 21 grams per gram. What? Mushrooms, even this one, have between 0 to 4 grams per gram. How exactly do you imagine 1 gram of beef contains 21 grams of protein? He maybe means kilo or 100 grams? I don't think he means per gram. I would vote for Kamala Harris, but I am an Austrian and proud to be. But the US election is important for the whole world. Can't believe that anyone could vote for Donald Trump. Please stay in Australia. You are obviously not a very smart human. Everything was better with Trump. It's just the fact that he followed up, please stay in Australia with, you are obviously not a very smart human. But that's the thing, right? Loads of people get Austria confused with Australia. I heard that I think there's like a desk in Vienna airport for people that have accidentally got a flight to Austria instead of Australia. I'm just going to fact check this. Oh, no. Oh, it was a hoax. No, an Austrian airport doesn't have a desk for travelers who thought they were going to Australia. That is so disappointing. My day is ruined. Oh my God, this is so funny. I'm German and I feel I understand a little, but I never spoke. This is worded so awfully. I'm German and I feel I understand a little, but I never spoke German. Maybe because there are subtitles. There are subtitles telling you what they are saying in English. I'm American and I enjoy this channel. It is fun and I get to learn another language. I'm sure it's going to get better when we get to the, I don't know what. All right, you understand they speak English, right, and not German. July 2023 has been Earth's hottest month since records began. Real question, why does only America try to fix it? I understand we're not the best, but why does every country expect us to lead? Probably because America is the most powerful country in the world and probably has the most carbon emissions out of any country. But not only America is trying to fix it, most countries are trying to fix it. Me, when I'm washing out the jar of pasta sauce, I'm trying to fix it. Then we're laughed at when we can't. Why don't they step up to the plate? I am a dairy girl. I, 32F, am an American, and I've only ever been able to trace my ancestors back to other states here until I recently did a deep dive on Ancestry and found some ancestors, not only from Ireland, but from Londonderry. I squealed with delight and knew you all would understand. Understand what? Is there Uber in Venice? Can Uber take you from Marco Polo Airport to the hotels in Marco's central area, Venice, and the reverse back to the airport? Will they accept American dollar in Venice, or must you have okay, you need euros. Okay, this isn't that stupid of a question. I'm gonna be wrong. The one about taking Uber. When I went to Venice, I foolishly was looking on Uber for an Uber to my hotel in Venice, but you can't do it. You have to take this boat. It's like an hour and a half to like central Venice. It's something that would put me off going back, honestly. Genuine question: what does England do during the 4th of July? Like, obviously they don't celebrate, but are they aware of the date? Do they joke about it or do they mention it at all? No, no one mentions it. The only reason people have been mentioning it recently is because that's when our most recent election was. We do not mention it at all. I only just learnt about what the Boston Tea Party is. We don't learn about these things over here in the UK. Or is it like the awkward elephant in the room? Do they mourn? Is it a somber day? Do they get annoyed? Are they pressed? Or do they not even think about it? No one thinks about it at all. This is some shit that happened like 300-400 years ago. I don't even know when. 300 years ago, I think. No one gaffs. No one gaffs about 4th of July. In Japan, average dwelling is 1,310 square feet. That's not a small place. My flat is way smaller than that. The house I grew up in is way smaller than that. In Alabama, it's 2,146, 63% large, but you also have to live in Alabama. That is a massive trade-off. Japan has 49 cars per 100 residents. Alabama has 110. Right? I'm not sure why that is a good thing. Like, Japan has, like, excellent public transport, so most people just don't need a car unless they live in, like, rural areas. Japan is poor. I mean, I just got back from Japan, and I definitely didn't get the inclination that it's poor. And I'm not even going to count how much Alabamans eat. Yeah, all right. So we all know how much they eat. We can see it. The American system is superior. Sorry if my patriotism offends you. Just posted r/askuk. Can I use the C word now? I'm not going to specify what the C word is because you can probably make it out, because it's really weird on YouTube. You're not allowed to say the C word. They put it on like the same level as like racial slurs and stuff. You're just not allowed to say it, or you get demonetized or age restricted. American here. Recently found out most of my heritage is English, Irish, Welsh. Ancestry is not all that specific. Mostly just wondering if I now have the right to say the C word. Yeah, I mean, it's not like... It's not like anyone can say that word. It's not exclusive to the British Isles. Are poor and don't have unlimited texting like most US plans. They use WhatsApp instead of SMS. Yes, Europeans are poor because no unlimited texting. We do have unlimited texting, by the way. In my plan, which is like, I think my phone plan is something like 15 or 20 pounds a month, I get unlimited texting. We just use WhatsApp because like it's just better. It's just better. You can use it on your computer as well. I don't want your pity. I want you to understand, I don't give a fuck. I have this magical thing called a spine, and I find it ridiculously funny you're trying to lecture me on a word that also reflects me. I'm 38.52% Japanese, so my guy, chill. How do you get that specific? How do you get it to the closest 0.1%? I was told by my family I was of Scottish and Irish descent, also British. I did my DNA, and it turns out I'm 33% Scottish, 33% British. They're the same thing. British and Scottish, they're the same thing. Do you mean English? 19% Irish and the rest Welsh. Welsh also falls under British. My family also loved German baked goods, so led me to believe possibly some German. Yes, because you love German baked goods, that means you must be a bit German. I love sushi. That must mean I'm a bit Japanese, surely. I don't trust anyone that actually uses WhatsApp, lol. So anyone outside the USA. It is weird that Americans don't use WhatsApp, but literally the entire world does. I don't know, WhatsApp's pretty... I like WhatsApp. Yep, haha. I mean, it's kind of wrong, though, to make assumption, but it's true. Most people who use WhatsApp are usually foreigners who don't want to pay for a Verizon or T-Mobile or Sprint phone plan. Why would someone outside of the US pay for a US phone plan? Also, what does that have to do with using WhatsApp? Which I don't understand, lol. Like, I'm not going to get WhatsApp to talk to you. Just pay for your phone service like a normal person. Yeah, but WhatsApp you can use on your computer. You can speak to people. It's a good communication platform. It's great. You can like direct message people who don't have iPhone. It's a great messaging app. And why would someone pay for a phone service just to talk to you while WhatsApp is free? You know that WhatsApp, among other apps, is the norm in the rest of the world, right? Well, not in America. I mean, yeah, they're right. It isn't the norm in America. I predict that it will be soon, though, because it is a really good app. CDG passport control US citizen. I'll be in Paris tomorrow, and I've booked a car an hour after we land. I was wondering how long it takes at the customs. Is there another line for US citizens and other countries with powerful passports like in other countries? I mean, they're not too far off. There's a line for EU passports and then everything else. And this was posted in r/learn Polish, starting from nothing. Hello, I am a Polish male who's been living in America for roughly 5 I am a Polish male who has been living in America for roughly 5 generations. What the fuck are you on about? How many greats is that? So 1 generation is you, your dad, your granddad, your great-granddad, your great-great-granddad. So your great-great-great-granddad lived in Poland. But what does that even make you? That's like, you're like 1/8 or 1/16 Polish. I want to learn Polish, but I've never learned another language in my life, and I only speak English. Does anyone have any tips for learning from the absolute beginning with no prior experience? Have you ever tried to learn Polish? I have. It's difficult. It's insanely difficult. I can't even like begin to describe the language. That's how complicated it is. Like, I couldn't even pronounce any of the words. Anyway, starting to learn a foreign language at 100 years old will be difficult, but good luck. Today I learned France is poorer than every US state except for Mississippi. I mean, I don't think it is. There's a comment here. Ah, yes, GDP per capita, the measure that makes everyone a billionaire on average whenever... Yeah, all right, they're using GDP. All right, great. That's not an indication of if a country is richer or poorer than another. It's just like the average of how much someone is worth, I think. I think. Is it that or like how much? I don't know. I don't care enough to look into it. It's something to do with like how much money you either earn or you have. Here they come. Americans coming to tell you about their Irish heritage. At least Irish Americans are proud of their heritage. Can't say the same about Irish people in Ireland. What are you even on about? What does that mean? I'm convinced stores in Europe are filled with cans of World War II rations and water. Yeah, we just don't have food over here. No, just normal sized items. LMAO, define normal size for a family of 4. What are you on about? A British person visiting Applebee's is potentially eating at the most decadent restaurant they've ever been to. Where do you think we eat? I've been to an Applebee's before, and I mean, I feel as though Applebee's gets a lot of stick from Americans. I think it's decent. I do like an Applebee's whenever I go over to the States. There's essentially no equivalent to Applebee's in the UK. Any restaurant accessible to the majority of people has far less variety and much smaller portions. Well, yeah, I mean, we typically have smaller portions in the UK. But, I mean, to say that Applebee's is potentially the most decadent restaurant anyone here has ever been to is crazy. As an American, can I identify as Celtic/Scottish based on ancestry? Hi there, I recently did a deep dive on my DNA and ancestry, sending my raw DNA data to multiple ancestral DNA analyst sites. I found out that 75% of my ancestry is Celtic. All my ancestors going back to the Neolithic period all the way up to 1650 come from England, Ireland, and mostly Scotland. I got very into it and did a lot of research about the Celtic clans my ancestors belong to. I don't think that means you can identify as... I mean, you're going back about like 400 years. Coming home to American comforts after living in Europe. Ice on demand. We do have fridges like that. They're just like not... They're just not common. I'd love to have an ice fridge though. That's like my goal. Like whenever I went around people's houses and they had an ice fridge, I was like, oh, you are moneyed. You are up. Your parents are up, my friend. So I'd love to have one of those and a corner sofa. That'd be great. AC. Yeah, to be fair, like AC is fucking great. It is a thing in like southern European countries, but here in England, it's not really a thing, and it should be. I've got a big unit in my room for when it's summer because it gets so hot in this room, and wearing the mask, I just cannot record when it's so hot. So I do have like a portable AC in this room, but man, it gets so hot in this country now. Like, I'm surprised a lot of new homes don't have AC. Plush carpeted floors, we do have those as well. Driving normal sized cars. American cars are unnecessarily massive for some reason. Soft towels, we have soft towels as well. Space, yeah, there's a lack of space in a lot of Europe. But to be fair, in America there is as well. Like if you go to New York City, there's a lack of space. If you go out to the countryside in England, there's plenty. Are European airlines safe? I've mostly flown in America, but I'm in Europe for a few weeks and I need to fly around. Except I don't know whether the safety standards in Europe, UK, France, Germany are as tight as the US. Yeah, no, like honestly, like you got about a 1 in 5 chance of dying if you get on a British air. Actually, to be fair, you do if you go on Ryanair. Alright, so there's this cool little map that shows what countries use Celsius and the only country that uses Fahrenheit. The metric system got started in the French Revolution. It's an overly rationalized system that is not geared to human scales. I use it for science and engineering applications, but it feels like a techno dystopia to say it's 34 Celsius today. No. The whole world sees pizza as the one we do in the US, precisely New York City style. Modern pizza has not that much to do with Italy, trust me. What is the point of pizza without sausage or chicken or other meat? Complete bullshit. Oh my god, that's just Italian pizza. It doesn't need anything else. It isn't pizza. Where's the Domino's logo? It's not a Domino's Mighty Meat. It can't be pizza. Pizza wasn't created in Naples, at least not its modern iteration. It was Americans that created it and Italians appropriate. What? Shut up. What are these comments on? Italians have no taste. Pineapple is good on pizza. America invented pizza. Italians think they did. Fake ass pizza. I'll take New York. Is that Connecticut, Detroit, or Cali slice any day over that bullshit? Are these all just comments on like a TikTok? What is preventing you from moving to Germany? Where do they even park? It's a good question. We should demolish all those beautiful houses and build a big car park. It's insane how America took the most boring food item and made it 100 times better. You just put cheese in it. And to be fair, a cheese croissant does go really, really hard. But I very much doubt that is an American invention. Let's confuse Americans, and it's just like a really oddly drawn map of Europe. Like the lines between the borders don't mean anything at all. I don't think. American are not at all confused. Well, you should be, mate, because the lines are random. What? So this was posted in r/Italian learning. How to Italianize my name. I'm studying abroad this fall and I want to go buy a more Italian version of my name while I'm there. Well, that's not your name, is it? It's just a personal preference. I feel like the flow of my speaking and my accent gets a little messed up when I have to say my name in a sentence. I think it will help me feel more immersed immersed in the culture. My name is Kaylin. What Italian names or nicknames are most similar? Kayliano. There we go. That's a good, that's a real Italian name. Oh, okay, so this is about like bonfire night where people would like, I don't know, walk down the street with crosses on fire, I think. I've never seen it personally, but I know it happens in this area called Lewis. Dude, I don't know about bonfire night. Those are crosses on fire. Bonfire night started 300 years before KKK and 200 years before the United States. Bonfire night has nothing to do with the KKK or United States. What are you on about? Burning crosses are associated with the Klan, and the majority of TikTok is American. Yeah, guys, when you post on TikTok about like your culture and something your culture does, just keep in mind Americans, because they might be upset by that, because they might associate that completely different thing with something that is bad in their country. USA literally has the best chefs on earth. Our carnival food outclasses Europe's 5-star chefs' best creations. Okay, yeah, sure. During summers in the UK, they will regularly just die of heat stroke instead of buying $200 air conditioners because they can't afford them. Quite sad. If he's European, it's basically impossible that he has a job that pays well. You folks are extremely poor. It's no wonder you can't afford to tip. At least I can afford an ambulance for free. Have fun getting a heart attack and going into debt. Your country is a scam. Oh, and this nerd has pulled out a load of figures. No one cares. Is nobody noticing that the date says September of this year? It's the 9th of January 2024. And then the correct way of writing a date, the correct way, the only right way, baby, that's not how you write a date. And 1,448 people liked this. Infuriating truth. European beer isn't as good as they think it is, and a lot of the American beer is better. All right, no, I mean, it's not. All beer is a bit shit. I like a nice refreshing pint as much as the next person, but it is a bit shit. It doesn't taste, you know, like Fanta, does it? It doesn't taste nice. But no, European beer clears American beer. I've had both. People realize that not everything can be transported by train. Some people don't like trains or are scared of them. Choo choo! Did I scare some of you there? I personally love to travel by car. What do you mean you're scared of trains? Grow up. Americans, after they meet you, almost half of the world's population is America, so make it make sense. As a Texan who is 78% French, my mum is French Canadian. How do you get that to that specific a number? I can actually say I know what poutine is, and it's so tasty. You don't need to be French to know what poutine is. Stanley Tucky or Tucci, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, sorry, says Americans are way too critical about British cuisine. Are you kidding me? Have you tasted your food? Very valid point. Gentlemen, please, you are both bad. You ever had burritos or barbecue? Those are American inventions. Think about it for a second. What kind of restaurant do you go to get burritos? Just think, what kind of restaurant do you go to? That's right, a Mexican restaurant. There is no way you just said that. Burritos are Mexican, invented during the Mexican Revolution in Chihuahua. Texas only adopted the dish, and barbecue is not a dish. It's a way to cook meats, and literally one of the oldest ways to cook meat in history of humanity. Older than entire countries, including the US. Very true, to be fair. I hadn't really thought about it like that, because I'd always thought barbecue food is American, like, cuisine. And to be honest, I think it is. I think they're being a little bit harsh. I think barbecue cuisine is typically American, although you can get Korean barbecue, which is very good. But yeah, I'd say putting barbecue sauce on stuff and putting it on the grill is very American. Mount Everest isn't in America. LMFA. Who told you? What? Wait, what? I just Googled it. I'm so confused. I thought that was the shit with the white men carved into it. What's that one called? Girl, the Washington... No, I'm not even American. I know that's Mount Rushmore. Where is it normal for... Oh my God, this most intelligent conversation on Twitter. Where is it normal for a biological woman to have hairy armpits? Literally everywhere on Earth. Not here in America, it's not. Babe, I hate to break it to you, but American women also have armpit hair. They do not. Full stop. They do not. Yeah, but Europeans couldn't find Oklahoma on a map of Oklahoma. Could you name all the states of Australia? No, I could not. I am today, right now, years old when I learnt there were any. What does that mean? That Europeans couldn't find Oklahoma on a map of Oklahoma? What if the United States soft annexed Australia, Canada, New Zealand by just unilaterally granting everyone in them American citizenship? Like, no talks, no treaties, just you're all American, welcome. What are they going to do? Say no? Yeah, they're going to say no, because when you become an American citizen, you have to pay American taxes, which are a ball ache, and they're so high. What on earth is this? Hercules. You don't want to be on the receiving end of this gunship, aka the Angel of Death. Is this an actual fucking tweet? I'm looking this up. This can't be an actual tweet from the fucking Department of Defense. Oh my God, you're fucking joking. Oh my God, this is... Fucking hell? Oh my god, America really is a fucking parody of itself. Is this what we have instead of insulin in a debt-free college? Yeah, that is. But just think about how many Middle Eastern children you can blow up with that. Europeans, when they see the public transit options to the 2026 World Cup, tell them to be adults and rent a car. It's more expensive, plus you have to find a place to park it or pay more to be at a parking lot. Maybe you shouldn't be going to the World Cup if you can't afford something like renting a car or paying for parking. Genuine question, because like the stadiums that are hosting the World Cup, I assume they're probably like 60 to 80,000 seaters. Where do all the cars go? Because that must be like say 2 to a car, 30,000 cars. Where do they all go? Maybe you shouldn't own a house if you can't afford a mansion. Maybe you shouldn't live if you can't afford cancer treatment. Maybe you shouldn't eat if you can't afford organic food. Maybe you shouldn't travel if you can't afford first class. If you're too poor to rent a car, then you shouldn't be attending the World Cup. What kind of logic is this? America is car culture. We're not spending tens of billions on rail lines just so poor foreigners can get to the game cheaper. I mean, or you could do that to, make the infrastructure within the country a bit better. When you finally have ice water, I don't know what they've blanked out here, electricity and an AC. Right, I don't know what Europe you went to, but we have all of that. Okay, right, I am going to side with the Americans here. Water in Europe is harder to obtain than it is in the States. I know, and a lot of people go, oh, well, where are you going in Europe? Oh, there's water. There is water everywhere. However, if you want a nice, fresh bottle of mineral water, it is so expensive. I just got back from Croatia, and in the restaurants, a bottle of water, just like a 750 milliliter bottle of water, sets you back between 7 and 10 euros. That is mental. That is mental. The tap water is fine out there, so I just got tap water. But still, if you want a bottle of water, if you want to go to the shop and buy a bottle of water, it's so expensive. Even the corner shop bottles of water, for a litre, it's like 3.5 euros. That's mental. That's mental. I paid nearly 15 euros for a 6-pack. And Americans do have it down with AC. Like, man, we need that here in the UK. It's horrid. It's horrid in the UK when it gets hot. European colonial history in 6 words. Is that yours? It's mine now. Have they just, censored Neil deGrasse Tyson's Twitter username? Americans would never do this. We save nations, not destroy them. I have some news for you, my friend. Did you know everything in British grocery stores is tax-free? The price you pay at the cashier is the price you see on the ticket. It's amazing. That's such a weird thing about going to America. It's the only country I think I've ever been to that doesn't put tax onto the price. You have to mentally work out how much something actually is. But no, we do pay tax over here. It is just included in the price of the item, as it should be. You should know how much you are paying for something without having to do loads of mental maths. The Roman Empire was a multiracial, multicultural empire. Many emperors such as Hadrian were African American. The Roman Empire, there were African Americans. African Americans. African American. In the Roman Empire. People often forget American English is the most complex language in the world. It has rules, but sometimes says fuck them. Have you ever try to read Japanese or try to learn Japanese? It is insane. It's insanely difficult. I would argue it's the most complex language in the world. Look into Finnish or Hungarian grammar, but English definitely has a lot of confusing exceptions. Conversational American English has a lot of nuance and dialect depending on where in the States you are. Probably 10 different accents across the nation. That's not that many. You only think there's 10 different accents in the USA? There's about 10 different accents in London alone. Plus words mean different things in different areas. Example, horseshoe. In 49.5 states, an iron attachment mounted to the bottom of a horse's hoof. Downstate Illinois, a delicious cheese-covered heart attack on a... I mean, it's probably named after the horseshoe, though, right? I don't think that's a very good example of how English is complicated. Also, why are you just saying American English? It's not that different from British English. People love American tourists because we exchange our real money for fake local currency. The entire Eurozone is an elaborate scheme to trick Americans into thinking this monopoly money is valuable. I mean, there are other currencies than the US dollar. I remember seeing a tweet ages ago from someone being like, why do people in Europe not accept real money, talking about US dollars? Maybe because it's Europe, not the US. Walkable equals being harassed by drug-addicted homeless for you entire commute. This is insane. Have you ever been, anyone has been to not New York or somewhere like that, but a proper American, a small sort of American town? I went to North Carolina and it's alien. It's the most alien place I've ever been. I've been to Japan, which is on the other side of the world, and I felt way more at home there than I did in North Carolina, a place where everyone speaks English, just because it's so weird. You have to drive everywhere. To cross the road, you have to drive. It's it's insane. It's just these enormous stretches of road with nothing but big Denny's or big pet shop, like these huge places that are just way too big. Like they don't need to be that big. They're just scary and weird and like almost isolating. It's like proper dystopian. Why do Olympic runners race in the 1,500 meters instead of the mile? Because I don't know, it probably just doesn't have the same ring to it. So I'm pretty sure it's not bang on 1,500 meters a mile. How many meters is a mile? We're getting educational on the George M channel. All right, it's 1,609.34. I love how it's that specific. Do you guys consider 23 minutes a walking distance? 23 minutes is a hike. Bring a water bottle and wear good walking shoes. 15 minutes is the furthest I'd be able to do in professional shoes before getting a blister. Have you walked before? 23 minutes is... You don't need fucking hiking boots for a 23-minute walk. Anything up to 30 minutes is walking distance, I personally think. 30? Jesus is Lord. Anything over 10 minutes is pushing it. 10 minutes? What, you get in your car to go 10 minutes? You get in your car to go the same distance as a 10-minute walk? As an American with ancestry ties to Stonehenge, what are you... No one has ancestry ties to Stonehenge. What the fuck are you talking about? Plus, regarding it as a sacred site, I was very upset to see the disrespect shown by the painting of the stones. I'm guessing this is in reference to when Just Stop Oil throwed paint or sprayed paint or whatever they did on Stonehenge. Thank you for your quick action to remove the paint. I have been inside these precious stones one time, feeling the sacred energy. I've been outside 3 times, but want to return at least one more time inside. Edit, apparently it wasn't paint but powder. Glad it has been removable, but shouldn't have been there to begin with. How exactly can you claim to have ancestry ties to Stonehenge? It's a megalithic monument. There's no way anyone could trace their ancestors that far back. What do you mean you have ancestry ties to Stonehenge? Are you related to the stones? All right, okay. I've just read like the header of this, and I can already tell it's gonna be hoots. I am 25% Italian and 50% Irish and 25% German. If I visit Europe, will they be surprised about my mixed heritage? Will I be considered from Ireland rather than from Italy and Germany since I am 50% Irish? No, you will be considered American. Europe will be amazed by this and astonished. Is this parroting? Europe will be amazed by this and astonished as you walk by. All right, okay, this is a reply to it. I thought this was the person, like, okay, so this is a reply to it. Europe will be amazed by this and astonished as you walk by swinging your shit, I don't know what that is, and singing Verdi in German with a slight Moravian accent. Oh, they will remark, here is a typical German, Irish, Italian, American come to visit us. Let's try and sell him some tourist ridiculous prices. Best-selling vehicle in the US versus the best-selling in France. That is just too... That is just excess, in it. That's excess. You don't need a car that big. Wow, Europause on life support. I mean, I can't believe I'm going to stick up for the French here, but no. Maybe don't take 6-month holiday every 3 months and you might be able to afford a truck. What the fuck are you on about? Everyone dissing the NFL, but don't realise if America has their own rugby team, we'd wipe the floors. Brother, America has a team. They lost 123 to New Zealand. My God, inform yourself. I will be very fair here because I am a very fair man and these are very fair videos. If rugby was the biggest sport in America, they would probably be the best team in the world because I'd assume America has like the best sport facilities and all that. So I would say if rugby was the biggest sport in America, also they have like a population of 300 something million people, they would be the best team in the world, but they all just want to play like even more boring rugby instead. Can Italian, Spanish and French people understand each other? These are 3 different languages. Well, American and English and Australian are different language too. They still understand each other. They're not. They're not different languages. You might have different words you use for certain things, but it's the same language. If an American uses a word that an Australian can't understand, you can typically use like context clues to figure it out. Those European bastards says, sorry, we don't tip loft and walked out, close the borders to Europeans now. I understand because American like waiters and waitresses need those tips because for some reason it's legal to pay waiting staff like $2 an hour. But it's such a stupid system, innit? Not my check, by the way. They were French. Take from that what you will. Fair enough. Europause don't even have modern day technology in their homes, AC and microwaves. We don't. That's new information. That's strange. How come I'm eating food I warmed up in my microwave? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in England, we don't have AC in a lot of homes because I guess back in the day before global warming, it used to get hot about 3 days a year. In a lot of like new flats, there is AC, but in most there's not. And I think that should change. It just gets so hot here in the summer. It's unbelievable. I know people will be like, oh, only gets like 30 degrees. Yeah, come to England in 30-degree heat. It is so much different to anywhere else in the world at 30 degrees. And tipping definitely makes servers better servers because 15% is a starting point. The better the service, the better the tip. They try and do a great job. Eating out in Europe is painful. The service is deplorable and slow, and the lack of enthusiasm is palpable. Right, I agree with this to a certain degree. I don't believe the tipping culture in America is good. I think it's really, really bad. But eating out in America, it's so much better. Like, the staff are just so much more like, I don't know what, like, they're just better at serving you, it seems. Like, they're fast with everything. Even like in McDonald's, you go up to it's actual fast food. I can't remember the last time I went to a McDonald's and didn't wait 20 minutes for my food. I might as well just go to like a normal restaurant. You go to America, you order something, you turn your back and they're like, oh yeah, here's your food. And you're like, what? That was like 10 seconds. But to be fair, you don't even tip people at McDonald's, though. At least I don't think. But I don't know, service out in America is typically just far better than in Europe. But European service isn't bad, and the system we have over here is obviously far better. Like, the waiters don't have to rely on tips to live. I don't know what this is in reply to, but bro, this is all Italian families. I swear, they're not Italian. Sicilian, I know they like to distinguish themselves as not Italian, but that's what they are. Not what I meant. What do you mean, then? OP clearly says Sicilian New Jersey family, meaning a family from Sicily and now in Jersey. Okay, assuming they've moved to New Jersey from Sicily within their lifetime rather than having ancestors from Italy, I'll concede they are Italian. Family goes further than your parents. My grandparents are from Italy and I am Italian. Oh, these are my favourite types of Americans, the ones that have like grandparents that are from Italy and they're like, oh yes, I am 100% Italian. No, you have Italian heritage, you are American. Yeah, this is America, gotta speak English at least a little bit. This is Germany, I'm not from America, which is why I'm talking German in all of my videos. I think it was in the last video I did about like this sort of thing. There was someone that was like, yeah, on the internet is American. You gotta speak English on here. I mean, it's not. Works in Europe, are we taking the summer off because I need a little suntan? Works in America, are we using one of my free paid vacation days to undergo open heart surgery? And someone replied with, but even so, all Europeans want to live the American dream. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's like one of the most delusional, like the American dream. What is that? I'm looking up what the American dream is, and it just like sort of like the spirit of entrepreneurship or whatever. You can do that basically anywhere, if so. Right, the American dream. The ideal by which equality of opportunity is available to any American, allowing the highest aspirations and goals to be achieved. Right, yeah, but that can still be done in Europe. Average wake-up time by countries. And it says the average wake-up time by countries. America is 5 a.m. or early. I very much doubt that. Go to any gym in America and you'd understand. We do more by 9 a.m. than most of the world do in their entire day. I very much doubt that. So this is an Instagram post from Joe Biden. I often say we Irish are the only people in the world who are nostalgic for the future. We always believe in a better tomorrow. Joe, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? We Irish are the only people in the world who are nostalgic for the future. Come live in the US for a year. I dare you. What is this a comment on? I give you 6 months before you hobble onto a plane and go home and collect welfare. Our work ethic will break a European. Okay, I tell you what, I do have to give it to the Americans. Their work ethic is insane. Like, it is. Like, the American work ethic is crazy. But yeah, I don't know if it would break a European. Stepping foot in America after being in Europe for 3 weeks. The joys of being able to flush toilet paper. You can do this. Yeah, you can literally do this. I mean, you can do it in most of you. You can't do it in Greece, though. Maybe they're referring to Greece here. Lionel Messi, a bigger sports brand than Michael Jordan. Discuss. That's actually quite debatable because, I mean, NBA is basically very big in the US, not as big everywhere else, whereas football is big in most countries in the world. However, Michael Jordan has the Jordan brand. And if you talk about sports brands, I'd say Michael Jordan's bigger. Honestly, that's my opinion. I'm a massive football fan. I think Lionel Messi is the best player to ever play the sport. But I think Michael Jordan's sports brand is just, it's bigger than Messi's. Michael Jordan is known worldwide, yeah, I totally agree with that, to be honest. Nobody in America, South America, or Asia will have heard of Lionel Messi. Yeah, no one in South America, you know, in countries like Argentina will have heard of Lionel Messi. No one. He's only famous in Europe. I mean, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. I don't know what this is in reply to, but agreed. I identify as a German American as I was raised in a German American household celebrating German traditions. Just because I'm only 6.25% German doesn't mean I'm going to deny how important it is to me. You're not German if you're 6.25% German. Hello, which traditions did you celebrate? Do you speak German in your house? We eat German food such as breakfast and German pasta. What the fuck is German pasta. When you say bratwurst, you eat sausages. We also go to German heritage events to celebrate our heritage. These are our traditions. We can speak some German, but not fluent yet. I didn't play in American sports, and my family on both the Scots and the Irish side took me to compete in the Highland Games as a teen. Had my first oath to my clan at 15. Me when I wanted to join a Black Ops 2 clan. I speak Gaelic, and I'm a registered Fenian. I don't know how to pronounce that word, sorry. And yet I get called Plastic Paddy. Plus the security organisation I'm in, all our men and women call me Sergeant Irish lol, but it's whatever, right? Well, that is just cringe. Why would you comment that on something? How many wars has Australia... Yeah, one. How many countries have you prevented from speaking German or Japanese? I mean, they did help in World War II. You know that, right? Or how have you stopped the spread of communism? Oh, right. Oh, that's right. You can't even stop the Islamization of your own front yard. Flags are the same colour, but yours run. Ha ha, we kicked England, started our own nation. Yours is just an outpost, and your flag has the Union Jack on it, and it's a cat. I'm guessing they're calling them pussies because they haven't won as many wars.
Anyone actually understand Celsius? Like, yes. Even the people that use it, do you really know what's going on there?
Yeah, I do.
Because it makes no fucking sense to me.
It does.
Fahrenheit, 0 to 100. Cold is 0, 100 is hot. That's it. There's numbers in between. Celsius.
What? Well, yes. For Celsius, it's like 0 is freezing cold. 30 is like too hot. It's like really hot. And 100 is boiling water.
The fuck? How is 44 100 degrees? How is that low of a number 100 degrees? Because
it's a different system.
Truly, someone needs to explain this to me. Like, maybe I'm just stupid, but any fucking time someone uses Celsius, I'm just like...
Because you use a different system. Every time someone uses Fahrenheit, I just look at them with a bemused look. Like, what do those made-up numbers mean? Other countries don't have to sing their national anthem every day at school for 12... Really? Is that a thing? Actually, to be fair, like, I went with my family to Florida when I was like 15, and I can't remember. I was like, I think the park was just opening. It was like, I think it was Busch Gardens, and all of a sudden, they all the fucking staff, all the people like that sell you the ticket stuff, just fucking elevate at bang on like 7 or 8 o'clock or whenever and start singing the national anthem. It was scary. Say what you want, America is the reason you have cars. That's Germany. Who invented the car? So I swear it was like Ford, like, what was it, Henry Ford. I swear he was like the guy that like made, he was like, was it the production, like something to do with that. He invented. It was Carl Benz of Mercedes-Benz, according to my search. Oh my god, what? A drunk American gets arrested in Greece for harassing girls, then threatens the cops by saying he will call NATO. What is he expecting NATO to do, like a missile strike on Greece for this?
Prove it. You guys are going to jail. Jail.
Oh,
right now, jail.
There's just something about the way he's speaking, like, prove it, provided it. I don't even, oh my god, man.
Let me talk to NATO. Where's NATO?
Where's NATO? I don't know, man. Probably at their headquarters.
NATO right now.
Does he think because he's American, he has the power to call in, like, a fucking NATO strike? California is more culturally diverse than the whole UK. I mean, it's just not, though, is it? I mean, it's basically just meth and beaches. That's California. The NFL is more largely watched than the EPL. They might not be wrong, because the population in America is higher, but there are more people worldwide that watch the Premier League. Okay, right. Average NFL viewership 2023. Okay. So, the average television viewership of a regular season NFL game in 2023 was 17.9 million. Okay, right, let's have a look at the Premier League. Okay, apparently the Premier League is watched by, I mean, I don't know how reliable this is, but apparently I mean, it's hard to get. I'm not going to say any numbers because it's hard to get these. But I've got the NBC stats, which is like the American audience, which in the 23-24 league season, it was over 500,000 viewers per match in the US. I can't find, what's the UK viewership? I have no idea, but I wouldn't put it past it, you know, like that. The US is a big country. Come on, man. What universe do you live in where this is true? Okay, here we go. All right, okay, right. They're using the same stats I just pulled out. Average NFL viewership per game is 17.4 million. EPL's is 546K, 380 games compared to NFL's 272. I mean, you're just going off US viewership numbers. Yes, but the reason the EPL is given this title is because of possible viewers, not actual viewers. That 546K is just US viewership on US channels, not global. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't find any stats for global viewership, but I don't know. It might be higher. But the average game, I don't know. Are more than 17.4 million people tuning into Nottingham Forest versus West Ham? I don't know. Automated border control for USA and all other third countries, nations. It doesn't say third world nations, does it? I just want to double check I'm right in thinking this, right? They just mean like third, like choice country. Not choice, but like they've got separate tiers for them. I'm not explaining this very well, but you know what I mean. Recently coming back to Rome from the US, and there were 2 lines as in the picture, as well as a person telling European passports this way, all others that way, to every person passing. Needless to say, the lady behind me stops to ask the employee, American. So yeah, specifying it is absolutely necessary and oftentimes not enough. Doesn't third country nation just mean any country not part of the EU, not part of EU or Schengen? Schengen. I should probably know how to pronounce that word, but I don't. J.K. Rowling has deleted 27 tweets since being named in a lawsuit brought by Olympic women's boxing gold medalist Imani Khalif. I've probably butchered that. I'm very sorry, Imani. Rowling has not tweeted in 13 days. She's not even American. How is she suing international court? What do you mean by that? What? You can't only sue people in America. What? What? Do you think the court system just doesn't exist outside of America? You think you can just get away with whatever? All the Americans wanting to move to Europe don't. Why would I want to move to Europe of all places? Zero freedom. What do you think freedom means, man? Like, what do you think it means? That's the spirit. Can someone tell me why British grocery stores sell this dangerous candy if it's illegal almost everywhere? I'm so confused. I don't think it is. It's a European chocolate, right? Kinder. I think it's German. Am I right in saying it's German? Italian. Kinder's Italian. Where are Kinder eggs banned? Kinder eggs are banned in the United States, but legal in other countries like Canada and Mexico. I think that's the only country they're banned in, right? Oh, Chile as well. Apparently, they're banned in Chile. Kinder Surprise eggs are banned in the US because of safety concerns related to having a non-nutritive object like a plastic capsule inside a confectionery product. How big are your children's mouths if they're just going to a Kinder egg? At that point, it's just natural selection, I'm afraid to say. What did you swear you never do as a parent that you ended up doing after all? Letting kids eat and drink in the car. I swore my car would never have crumbs and apple juice stains all over my back seats. I guess it depends on the length of the car ride. If we're going for an hour and a half and my kids get snacky, I'm not going to let them sit there hungry in favor of sticking to my guns. We don't tend to serve meals in our car. Who serves meals in their car as if it's like an airplane journey? And if we're going for a 5-minute drive to the park, they can wait until we get there. But if we're going to be on the road for a little bit, have an applesauce pouch, kiddo. We have seat covers for a reason. I hate when British people chime in on a clearly American question. Driving an hour in Europe, you could be in a different country. Driving an hour in the US, you are most likely in the same state. It's not the same. This person is American. No one in the UK serves applesauce pouches to their children. That is a purely American thing. Also, what are you on about with that? But the nearest drive to a country from London is probably Wales, and that's like gotta be at least 3 hours. Rishi Sunak proposes raising the smoking age by 1 year every year so eventually no one can buy them. I think that is one of that banning XL bullies and banning vapes are like the 3 good things he did while in power. Again, you are not smart enough to have this conversation. You think you're saving America from secondhand smoke, but in reality, you're shackling the public to more unenforceable laws. Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of United States of America. When you visit Europe from America and see almost exact replicas of buildings you've seen in Boston and New York. Yeah? These are the replicas of buildings you've seen in Boston and New York. These are the copies. These are the replicas, yeah? Ahead of its time, here is a photo of Marilyn jogging 30 years before everyone started jogging in the USA, then in the world. Yeah, before like 1990 in America, everyone was just either walking or sprinting. Jogging was like this mythical thing that no one ever did out of fear of shame. But once it took off in America, then the rest of the world saw it as okay. What do you mean it started taking off in the USA then in the world? It's month, day, year because that's how you say it verbally, blah, blah, blah. No, it is not. That makes absolutely no fucking sense. Why would you say, like, I think I mentioned this on the channel before, but why would you mention month, day, year? Why would you not mention the shortest amount of time followed by the second shortest amount of time followed by the longest amount of time? That makes perfect sense. That does. Wait, is there another city called Rome that doesn't exist in Georgia, USA? I was watching Fox News and they mentioned Rome in Italy. I am confused. Is there a Rome in Italy? That is the most American question I've I have ever seen. Rod Stewart fears we're too late to stop global warming. What does he care? He's not a US citizen. He's not affected. That is again, another very American statement. Because this person here clearly thinks America is the entire world. I'm not saying like all Americans think that, because they don't. They don't. It's just the ones that are like loudest and like want their opinions to be heard that are always like the stupidest. And I feel as though that's the same with like in like every sort of facet of life, innit? Most Americans, I'm aware, are like normal and like intelligent, but the loudest ones are very stupid. Actually, this is a comment on a TikTok about an American family living in Scotland and like culture shocks or whatever. Just out of curiosity, why would you move out of America to a country like Scotland where the economy strength is small compared to America? Not to mention European countries like Scotland, there is no personal freedom like the rights you get in America. Not allowed to use self-defense or castle law, etc. Also, because you're not allowed to shoot someone for going on your land, you should not move to Scotland. But it's a picture of someone scratching their nightstand because I don't know why. Lol, yeah, I'd be freaking out too if my clock was displaying nonsense numbers referring to 23:36, obviously meaning 11:36 at night. You are aware that's a 24-hour set clock, right? So it's just saying 11:36 p.m. I'm sorry if this isn't PC, but I don't care about the British custom. I'm pretty sure most of the world uses 24-hour time, but I don't understand why you'd use 12-hour time. It just seems far less convenient. Like, if you can count to 24, it just makes so much more sense to have your clock set up. Passive-aggressive reminder, the US system is out of control. Remember, your waiter doesn't have a salary. Thanks for visiting. That's ridiculous. That's insane. I would say it's basically like them working off commission, but it really isn't. They're just working off, like, other people's goodwill. Christmas market in Germany, I want to know... I want to know how they deal with parking. They probably have huge parking garages. Oh my god. The idea of a walkable city is just so mind-boggling to the Americans. Hey jackass, we use miles per hour in this country. Wills is an Australian magazine. We use metric measurements. You're on the internet, which is American. Therefore, you can use American, the best that has to be bait. That has to be bait. Actually, the World Wide Web was first developed in CERN. I don't blame you for not knowing that. You're apparently American. Have you ever avoided taking an ambulance because you could not afford it? The ambulance is not your taxi to the hospital. What in the goddamn fuck is... It baffled me. I only heard this like maybe 5 years ago that Americans have to pay when calling an ambulance. Like, no one calls an ambulance just for the fun of it. You only call an ambulance when you're in a very, very bad situation. You should be charged. Is it like $2,000 as well? They get charged $2,000 to call an ambulance. That's mental. It's a comedy country, America is. Also, the United Kingdom is 4 countries, but the United States, that's just 1 country. The UK is a union of the 4 countries, but we act as one in political stuff and that. In sport tournaments, we are our own countries. The United States is a union of 50 countries that act as 50 countries, except when interacting with countries not part of the no. Who even cares? USA is still the best country on earth. Yeah, of course. Lol, you sad Europeans will never know what it's like to own land or a full-size truck, or grow your own food, or have recreational vehicles. I feel bad for you guys. What the fuck? You can do all those things if you want. I don't know what makes you think like we can't do that stuff over here in Europe. That's why American food tastes better. We use flavors and seasoning. Oh, you use flavors, do you? Yeah, all right. No other country in the world uses what are flavors? I don't think any other country uses them. Or seasoning. Wrong! Italians don't put mayo in their sandwiches. That's not true. We do in some occasions. You think you know more than literal Italians. Dude, I live surrounded by Italians. Staten Island doesn't ring a bell. Yes, Staten Island, USA. Yeah, don't you're from Italy? Yeah, no, I'm around the real Italians in Staten Island. I'm from the USA. I speak American and Canadian. I don't know. I live in Ireland. I visited these countries. Euros barely know Europe, let alone anywhere outside of it. They also think the US is about the size of France. I don't think you've ever met a European yet. No one thinks that. Also, what do you mean Euros barely know Europe? We live here. Well, I mean, me not so much anymore. Brexit and all that. But yeah, I still know Europe, sort of. American food is banned for sale overseas due to those countries' protectionist economic policy. If we sold them our food, we collapse their farming sectors due to how cheap our food is. Our food is cheaper due to the fact we're a bigger economy and can use mass production and economy of scale to our advantage. Where do these people get this information from? It's banned here because you stuff your food with chemicals. Oh my god, what? Holiday tipping guide? Super $75 for what? What does super mean? What is a super? Door, woman, or man, $50 to $150 total maintenance. What? Fucking mental. Delivery drivers, $10 to $25. What? Can I pay Austrians US minimum wage if they are located in Austria? Hello, Austrian. Oh, did you post this on an Austrian subreddit? Oh, God. I bet this went down a hoot. I'm planning on hiring some interns, bilingual Austrian students for IT internships. I plan on paying the project management interns minimum wage because they are the least important. Fucking hell. I would love to work for this guy. US minimum wage is $7.20. It's what? US minimum wage is $7. You're joking. Nah, I gotta look this up. That's like £6, I swear. What? Oh my God. $7.25 per hour? It must be different in like other states. Okay, right. So it's different in like other, from what I can see from this Wikipedia article. Oh, in some states it is $7.25. That is absolutely... Whoa, this is I like maps. I like informative. This is a very informative map. The US minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, and I think Austrian is around $20. I simply can't, in good conscience, pay the project management interns $20. Any help would be appreciated. I don't know, don't hire someone from Austria then. The US has advanced the world more in the last 100 years than all other nations in the last 200,000 years combined. Right, okay, let's see this justification for this wild claim. There's less people starving and less violence. I don't know about that. The only people still suffering are those who refuse to adopt the methods the US has perfected and those who actively try to harm the US. But sure, keep on choking down that propaganda and blame every bad thing on the US. All right, well, I mean, I accept not every bad thing is like the US's fault. Like, honestly, I don't mind the US. It's a fun country to visit. A very fun country to visit. I love Disney World. What a place. But to claim that the US has advanced humanity more in the last 100 years than basically the entire rest of human history is like just so stupid. Irish American here, so just American. We still obsessively hate watching the fucking awful British colonizers who were the worst for every country they ever touched. Yes, as a grown-ass adult, I now see how bad my own America is. It's shameful to say the above a bit as if we aren't bad, but bloody hell, hating the British has been my lived experience for the past 40 years? Man, what are you on about? You're pure plastic paddy. Hating the British has nothing to do with your romantic Braveheart-esque ideas of what being Irish or even, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, are large even means. LMAO, you're the actual reason Irish people hate Americans calling themselves Irish. Yeah, your first time in America and you hear this. Okay, so I think this is like one of those hang bar games where you got to like hang for a minute.
1 minute is a goal. 60 seconds. 1 American minute.
American minute. What is he gonna try and like scam him here? Be like, oh no, 60, you know, that's not an American minute. American minute is like, you know, however long it takes you to fall.
American minute. I think so. I think
Sorry, what? Wait.
American minute. I think so.
They're not. That would cause chaos. What do you mean American minutes are different to the rest of... Where did you hear that?
I think European ones are like 100 seconds.
Where on earth did you hear that? European minutes have 100 seconds. How would that work? How on earth would that work?
Am I right? Like the metric.
Like the metric system. The metric system doesn't apply to time. 7 things in Spain that don't make sense. Expiration date backwards. No, that is not the expiration date backwards. That is the expiration date the correct way. Fridge sounds. Number 2 is the fridge always make this noise if you leave it open for... What, you just leave the fridge... What, in America, if you leave the fridge door open, it doesn't beep at you. Wait, the doorbell sound. The doorbell sounds are not very pleasant. The doorbell sounds are not very pleasant. 4, doorknob. Number 4 is, why is there a doorknob in the middle of the door? I've got to agree with you on that one. I don't know why it is in the middle of the door. It's a bit of a silly place to put a doorknob. 5, no, 4-way. They just have these gigantic roundabouts with like 10 different exits. I don't know what a 4-way is, I'm gonna be real. Fanta is yellow. Why is the Fanta yellow? Why? Because the colour of the ingredients, isn't it? Like, when you squeeze an orange, the liquid that comes out is yellow. 7, so many pig legs. I went to never seeing them at all to seeing hundreds of them at the same time. Wow. To be fair, that is quite a lot of pig legs. I don't think I've seen that many pig legs in my life. Imagine walking into a hospital with a broken leg and leaving with a $20,000 bill. Poor Americans, bless their clogged little hearts. Okay, racist. American isn't a race. Also, Paddy is the N word for Irish. It's St. Patrick's Day or St. Patty's, not St. Paddy. Paddy is the N-word for the Irish. I'm gonna guess you're not Irish. Well, actually, their great-great-grandfather came over from Ireland, so yeah, they are Irish. What was the first thing you did when you turned 18? Went to a bar that had me thrown out countless times before when I was underage. The bartender laughed and bought me a beer. Wait, so you went in still underage? Not everyone is American, and the US only lifted the age to 21 like a few decades ago. To be fair, you can't blame them. You can't blame them. Like, if that's all you know, that the legal drinking age is 21, you're gonna be a bit baffled when someone who is 18 is talking about going into a bar. You know, Texas is like almost the size of Europe. All right, let's put this to the test. So let's go up Texas. Boom, there's Texas. Boom, there's Europe. Not anywhere near. It's about the same size as Ukraine. A bit bigger, in fairness. It's not even close. I can prove Americans and better than British in one post. Sorry, you can prove Americans and better than British in one... I'm guessing you're supposed to say I can prove Americans are better than British in one post. How did you mess that up that badly? Anyway, USA late August till February. People are going to be sitting outside football stadiums, drinking beer, grilling food, and having the time of their lives before going into the stadium for 4 hours of football and getting drunk. 4 hours? Is that how long an American football game is? 4 hours? Oh, it is very stop-start, innit? You're going to be sitting in crappy soccer stadium where it's too foggy to see anything while eating beans on toast. I'm just imagining going to football and seeing someone with a plate of beans on toast on their lap and watching a soccer game you can barely see. I mean, that doesn't happen. What is this? European motherfuckers, when living in one of the poorest countries, getting paid like $1 a day, right? And making their country at the brink of revolution, but at least they have a culture unlike USA. I'm pretty sure the minimum wage in most Western European countries is higher than the US. I just checked your profile. You're English, huh? Using the wrong "your." Man, that's embarrassing. Do you know what's embarrassing? Using the wrong "your." You do realise that you're under our protection, right? What, are you protecting them personally? Are you protecting England personally? Do you involve yourself in that? Also, no, England is not under America. Well, it sort of is. But it's not as if they've placed like a force field around England or something. Like, America is also under the UK's protection. You do realise that, right? That your guys' military is so heavily dependent on us that we just gave you a warning. If you don't start modernising your military within the next 5 years, we can no longer see you as equals. No one fucking cares. Why would you comment? Who fucking cares about this shit?